The following video is intended for mature audiences. It contains horror elements, adult themes, and language that might not be suitable for younger viewers. Certain films make a brief impact, momentarily catching the attention of the movie-going public before fading into the background. But then there are films like The Exorcist, a cinematic powerhouse that has left an indelible mark on pop culture and our collective psyche. Released in 1973, William Friedkin's The Exorcist is a behemoth in the horror genre. It revolutionized our horror concept, pushing the boundaries of psychological and visceral fear. Even years later, it remains potent. Its unsettling visuals, haunting performances, and oppressive atmosphere continue to provoke our fear and curiosity. For me, The Exorcist ranks among the best horror movies ever made. Its blend of spiritual horror, psychological depth, and relentless pace maintains a chilling feel. While I admire its expert craftsmanship, some moments truly unsettled me. It taps into a deep-seated fear, an existential dread that lingers long after the screen goes black. This is not just a film designed to scare you, it aims to engulf you, just like the evil force at its core. At its essence, The Exorcist tells the story of young Regan MacNeil, who becomes possessed by a demon. Two priests, Father Merrin and Father Karras, are called upon to perform an exorcism to save her soul. But this isn't just about good versus evil. It explores the significant spiritual, psychological, and emotional toll this battle inflicts on everyone involved, especially Father Karras, a priest grappling with his crisis of faith. The film's pacing is deliberate, steadily building a sense of unease and disquietude. The opening scenes in Iraq, where Father Merrin encounters a statue of the demon Pazuzu, set up for increasing terror throughout the film. Friedkin uses silence and stillness effectively to create tension, making viewers feel the impending horror. As the film progresses, this quiet unease gives way to scenes of raw terror that still shock today. What makes The Exorcist so effective is its atmosphere, an ever-present sense of evil permeating every shot. From the cold, impersonal interiors of the Georgetown house to the tight, claustrophobic streets Father Karras walks, there's a constant feeling of dread that escalates with each passing scene. The movie doesn't use cheap scares or gore. Instead, it builds an aura of existential horror. An interesting aspect of The Exorcist is how it works on both supernatural and psychological levels. Regan's possession can be seen as a metaphor for the deep-seated fears we all have, the fear of losing control, facing the unknown, and confronting our fragile faith. In many ways, Regan's possession isn't just a spiritual battle but also a psychological one, as characters wrestle with their personal demons and guilt. Father Karras's internal struggle forms the emotional heart of the film. His crisis of faith, caused by his mother's death, and his feelings of inadequacy as a priest, mirrors the physical fight for Regan's soul. The demon uses Karras's weaknesses against him, in both subtle and devastating ways. Karras's journey isn't just about casting out the demon from Regan, but also about facing his own fears and doubts. This emotional depth lifts The Exorcist above simple horror into psychological drama territory. Regan's possession, with its horrific physical changes, can be seen as a metaphor for the loss of innocence and fear of the unknown. As her body is twisted by the demon, it isn't just her physical form being corrupted, it's her very identity. This fear of losing control of one's body, mind, and soul is universal, one that deeply resonates with viewers. Friedkin's direction, along with Linda Blair's memorable performance as Regan, makes the horror feel real and immediate. The Exorcist is a film that has left an indelible mark on the minds of horror movie enthusiasts around the globe, largely due to its pioneering special effects. These effects were not only revolutionary for their era, but continue to hold up against modern CGI technologies. The film skillfully utilizes these effects to blur the line between the supernatural and everyday life, rather than simply using them for shock value. Every visual aspect, from Regan's disturbing head rotation to her creepy spider walk, was meticulously designed for maximum psychological impact. What makes these effects truly chilling is their subtle execution. As we witness Regan's physical condition worsen due to demonic possession, it becomes more than a horrifying spectacle. It evolves into a disquieting visual representation of the sinister nature of evil. This gradual transformation heightens tension naturally. To complement this visual excellence, the film employs exceptional sound design. The soundscape, be it demonic voices or sudden silence during key scenes, is nothing short of impressive. An iconic score enhances this sense of impending doom while intensifying the psychological terror. Every component works together to provide an immersive experience that pulls audiences deeper into this cinematic nightmare. One factor that sets The Exorcist apart from other horrors is its exploration of faith versus science. When Regan begins acting strangely early in the film, her mother Chris seeks answers from medical and psychological experts. However, their scientific approach is ineffective against supernatural occurrences. This conflict between rationality and irrational forces forms a significant part of the film's terror narrative. There's a profound sense of helplessness as Chris watches her daughter deteriorate despite medical intervention. For Father Merrin and Father Karras, performing an exorcism isn't just about conducting religious rites. It's a battle for the soul of humanity. The demon represents chaos, evil, and everything unknown. They confront this darkness armed only with their faith. The film presents faith not as an easy answer, but as a fragile belief tested by horror. The Exorcist distinguishes itself within the horror genre through its ability to terrify on multiple levels. On the surface, it's a story about possession filled with gruesome scenes meant to shock and unsettle. But beneath this lies a profound exploration of existential fear, loss of control, and the delicate nature of faith. Unlike many horror films that lean heavily on jump scares or gore to scare audiences, The Exorcist uses atmosphere and psychological tension to construct its terror narrative. It extends the horror beyond physical manifestations of demonic possession into the emotional and spiritual strife experienced by characters. Additionally, it taps into societal anxieties prevalent during the early 1970s when America was dealing with social and political turmoil. Themes such as loss of innocence, erosion of traditional values, and fear of the unknown contribute to the film's terror quotient. The Exorcist remains relevant even today due to its ability to resonate with universal fears, solidifying its status as one of the most terrifying yet enduring films in cinematic history. The Exorcist's impact on the horror genre and cinema at large, even after nearly 50 years, is undeniable. This film didn't just add to its genre, it transformed it by delving into deep themes and handling its subject matter with a seriousness rarely seen in horror films. The Exorcist elevated horror to a new level of respectability, earning Academy Award nominations and widespread critical praise, along with box office success. Its influence can be seen in many later horror films, from The Omen to Hereditary. Yet no other film has been able to duplicate the unique sense of fear and existential terror that The Exorcist masterfully creates. It remains an unmatched achievement in its genre, a timeless work that continues to scare generations of viewers. My personal feelings for The Exorcist are a mix of deep respect and unease. I admit some parts deeply disturbed me. It's a film that gets under your skin and stays with you long after you've left its eerie world. Each time I watch it, I'm reminded of how effectively cinema can instill fear, present us with mysterious unknowns, and force us to confront our deepest fears directly. But calling The Exorcist simply a horror film doesn't do it justice. It's an immersive experience that leaves a lasting mark on your mind. Whether you're a fan of horror or just appreciate skillful filmmaking, The Exorcist is essential viewing. It doesn't just entertain, it challenges and haunts viewers equally, cementing its place among the greatest achievements in cinema. The Exorcist is a supernatural horror that is 2 hours and 2 minutes long and is rated R. This film is a horror classic that deserves 5 bloody knives. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Thank you for watching.